There's a reason why high-performing men lose motivation. And it's not because they are lazy, and it's not because they lack discipline, but most of the time it's because of something that they don't even realize. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the number one reason why high-performing men lose motivation. You see, if you are a capable, disciplined man who's got drive, who is responsible, who's got determination on a day-to-day basis, but you're feeling flatter, you're not feeling like you have the same drive and the same fire that you had, then there is a specific reason that that's the case. You're still functioning and you're still doing things on a day-to-day basis, but something just feels off and it doesn't feel like it used to be, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. You see, the thing is, motivation does not just suddenly disappear overnight. There is a reason why motivation can fade. And the most common reason that motivation fades is because it gets eroded or it gets destroyed by the environment you're in and the people you're around. And this is not just at work, this is just in life in general. Any environment where you are constantly having to walk on eggshells, constantly having to regulate yourself or navigate unspoken tension or anything like that takes its toll on your motivation and your drive. The thing that makes this really difficult to spot is because toxic environments don't necessarily show up very obviously. Internally, you are managing what you say, managing how you should react to things, managing your expectation, and ultimately you are managing yourself. And as a high-performing man, you are built and you learn to adapt to situations. You don't complain because you're a high-performing man, you're used to it. You don't create drama, but you just absorb the tension and you just adapt and move forwards. That is where motivation starts to fade. Not because you don't care, because you're spending so much time and energy just holding yourself together. When your nervous system is under constant tension, low-level stress, that is where ambition, drive, and creativity get completely destroyed. You're still showing up, but internally you feel flat. This is also why discipline eventually stops working, because you can add structure, routines, whether that be I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to have an ice bath, or cold plunge is what they call it, or you may start meditating, or anything it might be. You can add structure, you can add discipline, but ultimately discipline does stop working because of the reasons that I've mentioned, because of your environment, because of the people in your environment. That is the most important factor to gaining your motivation. And I've experienced this on a personal level. There were times where my motivation dipped and I didn't really understand what the reason was. I was trying to figure it out. It wasn't because I hated what I was doing, but because the environment and the people that I was around was slowly exhausting me. And when I changed those environments deliberately, and I decided to cut certain people out and control the people in my environment, my motivation and my ambition and my drive suddenly started coming back naturally. Because you see, motivation isn't something that you manufacture, it's not something that you create through doing things. Motivation is a natural consequence of being in an environment where you are feeling stable, happy, and reassured. You're not constantly bracing yourself, you're not constantly pouring energy into fixing and firefighting situations and people around you. You're allowed to relax internally, even whilst carrying responsibility. And that's the thing, in a culture where we live, where it's hustle, it's work hard, it's push, push, push constantly, what we forget to realize as high-performing men is that it's okay to relax into your environment, which is stable. High-performing men don't need hype. We just need conditions that don't drain us and simply support us in moving forwards with our goals. If this video resonates with you, then look, it's worth paying attention to it. It may be that you have lost motivation over the last few months or years or however long it's been, but silently underneath there is something that is going on, and that is probably your environment and probably the people in your environment. So it's really important that you start to do an audit of your life and the people and the environments that you're in. You need to stop absorbing pressure and being in environments that you truly don't want to be around. Fix your environment, that will fix your motivation.